Hi, everyone. My name is Rolim. I'm a data scientist at EQT Partners. And most of my career, it's been in an intersection of financing, investing, technology, and sustainability. So I'm very, very happy to talk to you a little bit about some of the work that we've been doing in terms of using AI, location intelligence, to drive value in climate transition investments. So first, a little bit about EQT. We are a purpose-driven global investment organization with active ownership strategies that span from venture, growth equity, infrastructure, and real estate. EQT has a Nordic heritage, so although it was founded in Sweden, it's now present in over 20 countries, so we're very proud of our global footprint. EQT is also an early adopter of AI, data science, and geospatial analytics. I included here a little bit of a brief trajectory of our journey into this space, and it all started with the Motherbrain platform. So the Motherbrain platform is a great way where we could aggregate and store all kinds of systematic insights to facilitate deal management. In 2022, my team was created to serve an unmet need, which is basically to solve business problems with data, which span from go-to-market efficiency to process automation. We are a global group of data scientists and engineers across the globe, and we're all eager to always experiment with all the latest tech data stack. So, the private equity lifecycle. I thought it would be interesting to bring a little bit of context of how this works so that I can contextualize the examples that I'm going to bring for you guys. There are many stages in the private equity lifecycle, but it can be kind of drilled down into two main ones. So the first one is buying the right company. In other words, finding the future leaders with unrealized potentials. To do that, our investors are always asking questions like, is this market trending up or down? What is the market size? What is leading or lagging comparatively? And what is the right valuation? Then there's the other side of the coin, future-proofing a company, developing the company to its full potential. Can we find more leads and sales opportunities for that company? Can we expand into new geographies? Can we find new collaborations? So it goes without saying that these are very hard questions to answer. So our group actually works with a diverse set of powerful tech stack that we use across use cases. So I put some of them here that really span across market expansion, site planning, competitive analysis, M&A sourcing. And in terms of the climate theme, we've actually done use cases with companies that are in the EV value chain, renewable energy, agriculture, assessing climate physical and transition risk, as well as logistics and emissions optimization. One thing that is really particular about climate is that a lot of these have exposure to physical assets. So mapping these is really essential for us, and that's why CARTO came into place. Because not only this is easily and consumable, but it was really a brilliant tool to pass through information across 3 different stakeholders. So us, data scientists, the investment professionals, and our portfolio companies. On the note of the climate, I've actually put in a quote from one of our partners. EQT sees the energy transition as one of the most important challenges for society to solve, and this creates a compelling investment opportunity. So this is just to emphasize how much we need to be really well informed in the sector so when we're assessing a company, so that we can know about it as much as we can know about the market as much as we can, and usually this is in a very short period of time. So going back a little bit to the first stage, and I'll show you a few questions that come to my desk and how I would go about on solving them. So on the stage of buying the right company, there's some sub-stages that follow that. So sourcing, screening, and the due diligence of finding a company. Can we screen for the biggest beneficiaries of recent climate policies? How can we estimate the rate of growth of the sector to assess the upside of an investment? These are all questions that are really hard to answer, but my job as a data scientist is not only like gathering, cleaning, and modeling data, but also scoping out a process that matches the macroeconomic context with a custom investment thesis and angle, which makes my job a little bit more complex, but also a little bit more fun. So this is a little bit of the process that we go about to answering these questions and breaking down the problem. So in climate, I think a lot of people here might know that in the past few years, we've had policies like the IRA and the EU Green Deal. And finding projects in terms of like who's receiving investments in solar and storage and wind and where those are located has never been so easy. It's all publicly available, and sometimes these may be a little bit more complex to parse or be a little bit more dense, but we use all kinds of tools to extract quantitative insights from context to map these out. We also get macroeconomic, weather, and census data, all really foundational to any climate investment thesis, and map these out in CARTO using the spatial data catalog. We also try to gather operating locations of targets. So how is this located in terms of traffic flow, power capacity zones? And here our approach is in terms of like blending that vector data and diverse data sources. We can also model a business logic in the workflow feature and visualize this recommendation of actions right away. Particularly like the spatial indexing and the spatial scoring has been quite helpful because sometimes we have to deal with dozens or sometimes hundreds of features, and making sure that we can aggregate all these data points into a single outcome is very essential for our stakeholders. So for the second stage, future-proofing the company. So now we found the company, and this is what we call the value creation stage. How can we help the company to develop it to its full potential? So some of the questions that come to me: can we generate additional revenue by entering new market segments? What are the optimal locations for new infrastructure investment? Is this location crowded out by competition, or is there still room left to grow? And in one of those instances, we thought data-driven site selection planning and using CARTO and mapping for it was a great and ideal application for one of those companies that was exposed to a climate transition sector. So in terms of assessing like where you'd like to make an investment for real estate, for example, could be like a very capital-intensive, time-consuming, and complex process. And we found that if we can find data sets where we see high government incentives for projects related to decarbonization or equitable air quality, and make sure that the portfolio company and investment committee can see that, they can also de-risk their investment from that, and also potentially unlock new sales leads. One of the things that really resonated with them was actually leveraging the SQL parameters feature from CARTO. This is because when we create a scoring model, the world is at one place, but in the next day, it's going to be in another place. So an investment committee from a company, they might value a specific feature more maybe in a week or in a few months. So here, they were able to run simulations and what-ifs by weighting what they found were like the most important features in terms of selecting the ideal site for them. Here, I just want to conclude why we actually selected CARTO and location intelligence for private equity. It's intuitive, dense, broad, and able to get into the specifics. Everyone understands the map, so it's a great tool in terms of facilitating information among stakeholders. And we're very eager to also always try new things in terms of future opportunities. We're trying to see what we could do with satellite imagery and also more integration with AI to get more actionable insights even faster. Thank you.